Hey guys, I've had a lot of homework questions on number 8, the graphing. So I'm going to go over one of these examples. I'm going to go over number 2. So the first step with these is to factor everything that you can, and this the numerator and denominator factors. So the numerator is x minus 3, x plus 2. And the denominator would be x minus 4, x plus 2. Okay, so make sure you're factoring correctly. Some of you, when I'm looking at your homework, you didn't factor correctly, which makes your... Now then I noticed that these can cancel, the x plus 2's. So right away when you cancel, that's a hole in the graph. So I'm going to write hole. And right now I know it's where x plus 2 is equal to 0. And if I solve for x, I get x equals negative 2. Okay, and on one of the videos, I said x is negative 2, and then I need to find the y. So I have to figure out what that y value is. So to do that, I'm going to plug it into the equation. And just to make it easier, we'll plug it into the simplified equation, which I didn't finish writing. Was x minus 3 on top and then x minus 4 on bottom. That's after I simplified. So I have to plug in negative 2 into this function. So whenever I plug that in, it means it's f of negative 2 equals, wherever I see an x, I'm going to plug in negative 2 and put it in parentheses, especially when it's negative, that makes a difference. So negative 2 and then minus 3 and then negative 2 minus 4. So on the numerator, negative 2 minus 3 gives me negative 5. The denominator, negative 2 minus 4 gives me negative 6. And you could plug that in your calculator as well. I just know how to do that in my head. And the negative 5 divided by negative 6 is positive 5, 6. Which is fine. I could put that up here, 5, 6. But I'm going to put it in the calculator, get a decimal. So 5 divided by 6, hit Control Enter. 0.83 repeating, so I'll just round that to one decimal place, so 0.8. So over here, 0.8. So my whole, on my graph, I go to my graph, negative 2, 0.8, which some of you were missing. I made comments. I said, make sure you draw the holes in. And negative 2, 0.8, which is really hard to draw 0.8 because it's in between 0 and 1. But I'm just drawing a big hole because I know it's going to be a hole there. Okay, so some of you need to add that in on your graphs. All right, then the next part I would do is the vertical asymptote, which is whatever's left in the denominator. So it's x minus 4. So down here, my VA, x minus 4, set equal to 0 and solve. So add 4 to both sides, I get x equals a positive 4. So on my graph, vertically at x is 4, which is right here, I'm going to make a dashed line straight up and down. Vertical line. Whoops, that was a little slanted. That's my asymptote, x equals 4. Then my horizontal asymptote, I look at the degree of the very beginning part of the equations. The degrees are the same on top and bottom. Degree is 2 and degree is 2. So if I write that back down here, my h, a, the degree was 2 on top and degree was 2 on bottom. That means the horizontal asymptote is y equals. Some of you need to make sure you put the y equals when you make your horizontal asymptote. Don't just put the number. And up here, I take the leading coefficients, which is a 1 in front of the x squared on top, and also a 1 in front of the x squared on the bottom. So it's going to be 1 over 1, y equals 1 over 1, which is just y equals 1.